Welcome to the Goof and Goober Show, the podcast that brings you laughter, insight, and the quirkiest conversations. Join your hosts, Matthew and Regan, as they embark on a delightful journey through the realms of pop culture, humor, and everyday shenanigans. So, buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster of fun and entertainment. Let's dive into the world of laughs with Matthew and Regan on the Goof and the Goober Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Monday, December 18th. And today, we got the freaking podcast today, ladies and gentlemen, the Goof and Goober Show. We are on episode 43. Guys, we are almost close to 50, which is crazy. Now, granted, we started a couple weeks after January. We didn't start on the first Monday of January, and we could be over 50, and we took a couple weeks off here and there, but we're really freaking close to that 50 mark. And so just everybody give yourself a round of applause. Regan, I'm sure you can edit this in later, but round of a freaking applause. Like I said last time, is that every single week that we go through this, that percentage just gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
And we're becoming, not what a lot of podcasts become. So,
It's true.
Keep that in mind. If you haven't checked it out already, quick little plug here before I plug in my old confidant, my compadre, my consigliere. Make sure to check out our Instagram page. Make sure you check out our Facebook. Check out our LinkedIn. Check out our Podbean, our Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. It's all under the Goof and Goober Show. You should be able to find it. And follow the pages. We're getting really close to our goal of hitting 100 followers on Instagram. We're 10 away. We're at 90 right now. And that means we can do some giveaways.
Yep.
The man, the myth, the legend in himself, without plugging us anymore. The man who just got a fresh do, who formerly used to have a really weird faux hawk looking thing.
Back in the day.
My man, my legend, the guy, the peanut butter to my jelly.
Yeah.
The eggs to my French toast, or eggs to my bacon. The the butter to my toast, the shredding of my chicken. Regan Dvorak.
Hey guys. Guys, thank you for just listening in. Sorry that it's been so long. It's just, busy. This is the busy season of Christmas. It's the new year. I don't know if you guys are freaking ready or freaking pumped, but I'm freaking ready. I'm freaking ready to roll and ready to freaking go. That's what I'm all about, So like Matthew says, it's important for us to know where you guys are coming from and what you guys are liking from what the show. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that fun jazz. We are almost to 100 followers on Insta, which you know what that means, Matthew?
Giveaway.
The giveaway. Yep.
We've got a lot of freaking stuff to freaking give away, actually.
Yes.
So, it's just sitting in my room, just waiting. But that's okay. You know what I always say?
What do you say?
God's timing. It's freaking God's timing. No matter what. Actually, speaking of this, and I actually probably should have talked about this
in the pre-show.
And he may be listening because I told him I actually run a podcast. So he probably will listen to this at some point.
Maybe.
But he was messaging me about the stress of work, the stress of worrying and not knowing where money's coming from or where things are coming from. And I just want to remind you guys that God got our back. It's God's
Yeah.
timing. God's timing is really, it's His timing, and we don't know sometimes. Like I told him about a story, and I think I may have said this on the podcast. I may not have, but I'll say it again. But like a couple months ago, I was really struggling with my job, struggling with financial stuff. And I just took a moment and literally just stopped, put my hands up in the air, and just started praying.
Right.
And after that moment, like it's just kind of been uphill. It's not always uphill, right? It goes up and down, but in business, you always, as Regan and I know, trends always is up and to the right. And so when I kind of let God take control, that's usually when it goes up and to the right. And when I take control, it usually goes down and to the right, which is not what you want. So, Paul, if you're listening to this, it holds true. I promise you. As it says in Matthew 6:25, it says that that is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough to drink or food or drink, or even enough clothes to wear. And then it also says these things dominate the thoughts of unbelievers, but your heavenly Father already knows all of your needs. Seek the kingdom of God above all else and live righteously, and He will give you everything you need. Let Him take it. But back to the serious note, or the not so serious note. Follow our Instagram page. Help us get to 100. We'll probably we should just do a Christmas giveaway anyway. But if we get 100, we'll do another giveaway. We'll do something else because we got multiple prizes we can give out. And then be on the lookout for Christmas. I bet you we'll just do that on Christmas.
Ooh, and then I mean, Matthew, we talked about this in the pre-show. But next week is Monday, and Monday means Christmas. So are we? Quick question. I bet the viewers and everybody who's listening is dying to know. Are we podcasting? Are we going live?
We are freaking going live. We are going freaking live. But it's not going to be like one of these. I don't think we're going to be talking about a movie, but maybe we'll just be talking about Christmas, talking about the birth of Jesus Christ. Maybe talk about just some Christmas movies that we really like. Do some overviews on that stuff. But I say we go live on Christmas, man.
Well, the other thing is that totally go live on Christmas. But there are movies coming out.
Tell me.
Aquaman, I believe, is coming out.
That's this weekend.
I believe so. And
let me look.
I like, this is the hard thing about, like,
comes out this week. Oh wow.
Yeah, December 18th. Thursday. That's when it comes out.
So if we're gonna go see this, by the way, and this is what Regan and I do, we just plan it. But so quick plans, I guess, because I don't know if you want to see this one together. I'd rather see it with you and not by myself. Because if I go by myself, I may leave. Because I have no ties to the movie other than money.
It's just me too.
So the second thing is, if you're there, then I feel more obligated to be there the entire time and to not fall asleep. Or shut up. Sorry guys, I have a dog that just will not shut up. But the problem is I am going up north on Friday.
Oh, so
I won't get back until Sunday, so we would have to do it Thursday.
Okay.
Which I'm totally open to. And I think they have a later show. They have a 7:00 showing, which I have no problem doing it if that's a time that works for you. But actually, that might be a good one to do on Christmas, because then we can fill it with actual fun stuff. It might be a quick one, but then we can open presents, have a jolly old Christmas stream. Might be something to think about.
Oh, dude, you know what we should go see though? The
What?
Iron Claw with Zac Efron.
Iron
That
Claw.
the wrestling one. The Three Brothers.
When does that come out?
This Friday.
Oh, it does come out this Friday.
Oh wait. There's one in the Alamo in Woodbury.
Alamo Draft House?
Yeah. Tyler just sent me a thing about that whole thing.
You've never been to Alamo Draft House?
No, because she was telling me about because you sit down and eat food while you're dining and watching
Yeah. We
I've
have them
never
in
done
Texas.
that.
They're
Yeah.
predominantly in Texas because they have
Alamo. I was like, oh, yeah. Wonder where they're from.
I've taken Kaylee to Alamo Draft House quite a bit, just not in Minnesota because it's so far away.
Yeah, this one's
pretty
east of the cities. Well, it's just east of where I'm at, actually.
But yeah, dude, they do a lot. So the cool thing with the Alamo Draft House too, is that you could go in there like 30 minutes early, 35 minutes early. And it's not like a waste of time, 30, 35 minutes. They actually show like they have like themed previews essentially. So like if you're going to go watch Willy Wonka or let's say Aquaman for an example, the whole beginning is they're going to show like animated old DC stuff and like old retro stuff. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's where I do like this type better because at least Alamo Draft House and there's another one called Flicks Brew House that's in Austin that I took Kaylee to go see Wonka. Everything before the movie was like you want to go there because you're just like, oh dude, I didn't even know that this was a thing. Like not just random stupid advertising that the normal theaters do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get your Geico, save big money at Menards, and that crap.
Man.
So, but yeah, I think it's good, and I really enjoyed it. Kaylee, I know, really she doesn't like going to the movies all too much, but when I say, hey, you want to go to Flicks Brew House or Alamo Draft House, she's like,
dude. Oh,
yeah,
so
sure.
Yeah, well, Tyler would be down for that. She loves those types of things too.
It's expensive though.
It's for sure.
It's like $100. It's at least $100 night.
So tonight we're going to be reviewing Wonka. If you guys don't know already, but when we went and saw Tyler and I, my wife and I went and saw Wonka, we went to a little bar called the Dog House. And man, it was an interesting bar, very open. They had a bull, the bull riding thing, the electric bull riding thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
you went to Maplewood?
Yeah, it's in that area. I know we went to.
I just looked it up.
Where the frick am I? We ordered all these our what do we call them? Our appetizers, and they came in dog bowls, like actual dog bowls. I was like, that is so ironic for the name of this place.
Oh, huh.
So funny.
How creative.
So good, dude. So good. But yeah, that was the fun part about going to the movies. But we went to a Marcus, and I haven't been to a Marcus in forever, but it was so expensive compared to Imagine.
Marcus?
Yeah, dude. Imagine will forever have our hearts. And if any Imagine people want to sponsor us or anything like that, we'd love to. We'd love to.
Yep.
And thank you.
Yep. Do you know how much free advertising you've gotten already?
Oh, man.
So much.
Just
Did you guys see our Father's Day video?
Probably didn't.
No, probably
sent it to so many people. And nobody wanted to comment. Nobody wanted to be like, oh, that's a great
fantastic video. Just all the same people that do it anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should make a music video off of the famous Techno Christmas, which I should post that on our page or maybe somewhere. I think that would be fun. Maybe, who knows?
Oh,
I don't know.
oh.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, dude. Oh, by the way, so I have dude, I freaking got myself back into the freaking P Club talk, baby.
Ooh,
Freaking got myself back into the
he's
P
back
Club
in
talk.
it, man.
I'm
He's freaking
back, dude.
back.
I'm freaking back, man.
Man.
Oh man.
Wow.
Dude, we're gonna go to some Bolivia or something. I don't know. They said it's gonna be bigger and better than last year. Last year was pretty dang good. But so I was messing with Kirkland, my manager, or my director.
Yeah.
And every time I close a deal, I message him and I say, see you at P Club 2024. Like every single time. And he's like, see you at P Club, sir. And then so I was like, oh, I gotta change it up a little bit. I gotta spice it up a little bit. And I was like, me lord. I sent a message, me lord, I shall soon accompany you to President's Club in the year 2024. And he doesn't know that I know this, but he's a Dungeons and Dragons person. So he does role playing.
Oh, does he? Kirk? Oh.
Yeah.
Kirk does not seem like a D&D.
He plays Dungeons and Dragons. Yep. He also just bought a freaking like massive, not massive, but super expensive Mercedes-Benz vehicle. Oh. And I was like, oh gosh. But he's a big Dungeons and Dragons nerd, so I was like, me lord, I shall soon accompany you to President's Club of the year 2024. And he goes, that you shall, good sire. And then I sent him a gif of a guy kneeling, and then he sends one of him being knighted, of someone being knighted with the sword. And then I messaged him today because I closed another one. I said, brethren, I come bearing good news. And he goes, good tidings, you say? Yes, me lord. Another Vienna sausage has chosen the path of success. So like our saying is like we turn hot wieners into winners. Like we want to change a hot dog stand from a hot dog stand into like a really good business, you know? Mm-hmm. So wiener to winner. So I said, that's why I said,
oh no.
I probably broke it. But I was like, me lord, I shall, or another Vienna sausage has chosen the path of success. And he goes, 'tis great news. 'Tis great news indeed, my steed. I reckon I shall see thou at President's Club. And I said, me lord, I shall accompany you and thy fellow successors to President's Club. But no, it was good. I thought it was funny.
That's great.
And to be honest with you, like, and you've seen it, but Kirkland, my director, he's actually a pretty good guy, like overall. Yeah. Like, do I think the decisions are always like, okay, I agree with them? No, but he's a good dude, and when you've worked with bad bosses, you're like, oh man, it's really nice to have a good boss. You know, like you worked at places where you're just like slammed beyond no belief, and now you're with this company and you're treated of value. You know,
right?
Like that's big. So I thought that was funny.
Well,
me lord,
that's good. My lord,
I come bearing great news. Good tidings, you say? Yeah, it was good. All right. Sorry about that. Let's we can jump into the Wonka here. So ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, did you want to comment about Jonathan Majors or anything like that?
I'm mixed. So I think I said this on a previous podcast. I've got mixed emotions. Here because he's a good actor.
Yeah.
right? So like he actually didn't do that bad in Ant-Man Quantum Mania, and we saw him in Loki. He did pretty good, right?
I agreed.
But this is a Ezra Miller. Is it Ezra Miller?
Yep.
This is kind of an Ezra Miller situation, but not an Ezra Miller situation. Because I don't really like Ezra Miller as an actor, but I have no sympathy for people like that. I really don't. And Marvel made the right choice to remove him. I will say that. The question now becomes, how do you fill the role and fill the role correctly to create success moving forward? And I think the good thing about it is that Kang can pretty much, he's got millions of them. So I think they'll be able to sell the story that it's, hey, this is a different type of Kang or something, and it'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously I'm devastated for the MCU and the fact that we needed a powerful villain, and now that he's leaving, we kind of lose some of that. But I also think that it's hey, Marvel's, I mean, they're sticking to their guns. Like, we can't reward bad behavior,
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's society in and of itself, right? Like, that's just kind of how I operate. I don't know. That's my thought process. What about you?
No, I agree. I think it's sad to see it. I 100%, and you don't want to see a person that is a good actor fall to this, and there's no excuses for what happened. Because I mean, from what it looked like, there was video evidence of it all, and you can see him basically.
There's video of it.
Yeah, dude. Of him. I mean, it's not like I don't know. I saw it. It didn't look like he was like hitting her. He was just trying to throw her back into. I mean, I don't know to the full extent of the whole thing.
Pulling it up.
Oh boy.
I'm watching it. Keep talking.
But from what it looked like, it wasn't like he was like really like beating her really bad. It looked like he was just trying to stop her from leaving the car or something like that. And so she got some scratches on her and her finger, and it was all kind of beat up that way. Like, got scratches on the back of her ear, as well as like something that happened to her finger. I don't know. What have you finished the video?
I'm watching it. It doesn't.
It's a really like blurry, so you can't really like, see a whole lot. But like, it didn't look like they're like outside.
Okay, she's like grabbing his arm and he's yanking his arm away.
Well, the other thing is the weird thing. Oh,
he's trying to put her back into the car, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, but then he starts running away from her. Which is the weird part.
That is the weird part.
I mean, I don't know to the full, like...
Somebody got into his house or his apartment?
I don't know.
Did I see that? Oh, he left his door open and people are just walked straight in?
I don't know about that. All I know is
I'm watching a TMZ video. Oh, it's a body cam from a police officer. They're in his like condo or something. What the heck?
Are they like arresting him or what?
No, they're just following him. Ooh, we gotta be careful what we comment on here, because the last thing we want is defamation or something. I've got nothing against it. I'm just watching the video, by the way. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if they came up with the verdict, I trust the legal system for the most part. Like, I think that if it's clear, it's concise, it's something that's provable, then I'm going to agree with it.
Right. And that's my point too, is that he is a public figure and he should be held to a higher standard than, others.
Some average Joe.
Average Joe, right. And this shouldn't happen. He should have respect for others, and he should be able to have a cool, calm, collective status to himself, and this shouldn't happen. We've never seen this really with. I mean, I don't ever recall any Marvel characters, big name characters like this, have this type of issue. And so,
Robert Downey Jr. before he got in the MCU, but yeah,
it was before the MCU.
I was just saying before. I literally said that.
I meant while they were a character.
Oh, gotcha. So now the clarification comes out. Okay, fair enough. Super fair. Just get you riled up. No. You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so I think I hope Jonathan Majors comes out of this a better man, a better person, and somehow is, what do you call it? Rejuvenates his life or whatever and comes to know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if he changes his ways. Now here's also like, and I can't comment, like, severity of violence also could be like, if I push my wife, like, and I barely push her, but then she falls down, that also, it looks worse than what it is, right? True. So it's like, I mean, realistically, you just don't do that in public. And if you have an issue, like, and you're doing it at home, like, you wouldn't have those problems, right? Like, just keep it in house, or just don't, like, physically get into it,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know what you mean, but yeah. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about the Jonathan Majors thing. I think that's just news that just popped out today, that the verdict came out down today. But,
sick. So. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be our segment of the Wonka movie. Quick little synopsis, and then we will do our non-spoiler review, and then we'll throw in our spoiler warning, and then we'll just dive right into this. Quick little intro backstory to this. As you guys have known from, if you guys have been around in the world ever, Wonka, it is based off of Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. That came out a long time ago, and then they had a sequel, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka came out in 1971. Charlie's Chocolate Factory came out in 2005, and now we have the newest rendition, Wonka, in 2023. The synopsis here is: with dreams of opening a shop in a city renowned for its chocolate, a young and poor Willy Wonka discovers that the industry is run by a cartel of greedy chocolatiers. It's directed by Paul King. The writers are Simon Farnaby, Paul King as well, Roald Dahl. It's also going to star Timothy Chalamet as Willy Wonka. We've got Gustave Dye as the ship engineer. We've got, who else? We've got Kala Lane as Noodle, Peterson Joseph as Slugworth, Olivia Colman as Miss Scrubbit, Keegan Michael Key as the chief of police, Jim Carter. It's a notable, or Jim Carter as Abacus Crunch. And I think out of all the notable ones, that's pretty much it. There's a long list of them. Stellar cast up front, just starting off with that. Right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 84%, which, as we all know, we can't look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. IMDb 7.4 out of... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the IMDb score is 7.4.
Yep, 7.4. And then on the Google users, 88% like the movie. Came out last week, December 15th. Regan, before we get into the spoilers, give us your non-spoiler rating and your quick little synopsis. Snaps.
This is a tough one. I mean, it's not a tough one in that is it a bad movie or a good movie. It's a tough one in that it's like I like the movie, but there's some things to it that I'm just like I didn't really like it. So I give it like a 3.9, 3.8. This is a good movie, a great movie to see with your family. You bring your kids. It's a fun movie. It just, to be honest, like it brought me back to like when I was a kid. To be honest, it really did, and it does a great job at that. And yeah, I think it's more for kids, obviously because I think Paul King, he is the director of Paddington. So he kind of already has that feel of a kind of that kids.
Oh, by
movie.
the way, guys, Paddington's one of Regan's fall asleep movies. Just letting you know.
No, it's not. I don't. I think I've fallen asleep to it once.
You used to fall asleep to it at my house all the time. That and the other. There was another one. There's a kid.
Yeah. Yep.
Which one's the kid one? What is it? Time travel train thing. Right?
Adventures of Tintin.
Adventures of Tintin.
Yeah, so that one is I love that one. I love that movie. And it's because I fall asleep to it every time, and it's a great movie to fall asleep to. Just in case you wonder on it. But yeah, Paul King is the guy who directed Paddington, and it really makes you feel like the characters, great characters. Like I love Keegan Michael Key in this. There was just what was the who was the Oompa-Loompa guy? What's his name?
Oh, the Oompa. Oh my gosh, Hugh Grant. He plays the Oompa-Loompa.
Yeah, and that he was great. But here's the main reason why.
Oh my gosh, I didn't like it. We missed another notable person. I'm an idiot. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
We also had Rowan Atkins as the priest.
Right.
Freaking Mr. Bean
but he
playing
wasn't
the
that
priest.
big in it. I feel like they should have made his part bigger than what it was.
But he's a notable actor.
He's a notable actor. Like Keegan Michael Keel's, his part was perfect for him. I think he did a fantastic job for what he did. I just think some of the casting wasn't the best, and this is just a movie standpoint for me. It's not saying it's just the worst thing. I don't, to be honest. Timothée Chalamet, I don't get why people like him so much. He's not the best actor. I think he did a great job in this. But it wasn't like a notable or anything special for this part. And then Noodle, Callie Lane, horrible. I was talking to my wife when we got done. I was like, this is just, her acting was good at the beginning, and I don't know what it was, but it was good at the beginning. But then towards the end of the movie, it just kind of like, I don't like the way you're acting on this position with your character right now. Before, at the beginning of the movie, just fine. I didn't have anything. I didn't have any second thoughts about it. I think it was more because they emphasized a little bit too much on her. And then it just revealed a little bit more about her acting, and it wasn't the best. So, and you know me, your guy,
Regan as
the GG,
the big old
I am
child
very
actor
particular
judge.
about the child actors, and she did not pass the child acting.
So she's probably the one that dropped your score pretty low, I'd assume.
She did. And I think a little bit, not like super low. I think the main thing that, I think so, actually. I think she was a big part of, as well as I think I do think they casted it a little bit. They should have done differently with some of the characters and casted it a little bit different. But yeah.
Sure. We'll talk a little bit about that. Obviously we can't control casting and stuff like that.
Nope.
But so you're sitting at a 3.9?
3.7, 3.8.
3.7, 3.8. Okay, it's dropped. So we'll just meet in the middle.
Did I say 3.8? Yeah. I thought maybe
you said 3.9.
Okay. I thought he gave
we'll go
3 numbers out there.
Nope. We'll go 3.8.
3.8.
We'll kind of meet in the middle of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Regan's non-spoiler. My quick little spoiler or non-spoiler is I'm gonna give it a 4.1. 4.1. I definitely think this is a good movie. I again, and you guys, if you've listened to the podcast, I am not quite as like upset about Kid Actor, so it doesn't drop my score down. Like I'm a little bit more lenient on that kind of stuff, and so I didn't really worry about it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give this a 4.2. I'm pausing. I'm giving it a 4.2.
We're in the middle.
I'm a musical guy. I love musicals, and this. I'm gonna be honest. Some of these songs in this movie, it hit. Yeah. It hit really well for me, and it was just like some of it was nostalgia, but it was like I actually really like Timothy Chalamet's voice. Actually, he's actually pretty good at singing. Yeah, I will say that, and I was not expecting that. I first off didn't expect it to be a musical.
Same.
Was not expecting that. I thought this was going to be all story based. But it was a musical. So really surprised about that. Something when we go into movies, Regan and I, we already kind of like, hey, we know this isn't going to be a musical. Like we kind of know that simple stuff going into the movie. This one kind of threw me off. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take it. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.2. I kind of echo some of what Regan said, but, we'll get into the spoilers here in just a moment. So, as of right now, we are going to cue our spoiler.
Hey there, Goof and Goober fans. Before we dive into the episode, we want to give you a heads up. Spoilers ahead. This message is equipped with our official Goof and Goober Show rating system, so you know just what you're getting into. Come on, follow along. 5-star, a must-watch. Prepare for a roller coaster of emotions, jaw-dropping twists, and laughs that will leave your sides aching. These are game changers. Then we have a 4-star. This is entertaining. While not quite a life-altering experience, these movies and TV shows are popcorn recommended. 3 stars, average and not groundbreaking. A decent movie or episode that will still deliver the goods. It's worth a watch for dedicated fans. 2 stars, room for improvement. These movies or TV shows have their moments but fall short of our standard. And of course, 1 star, proceed with caution, buckle up. These are trash. Well, now that you know our rating system, let's jump in.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hate technology sometimes. I really hate technology.
Yeah.
Regan, pull out your cell phone for a second. Take a look at what I just sent you. I just got a message from this marketing company, and literally just now got an email. And the email is about Willy Wonka and the Golden Ticket, and that I could be a winner to claim it for this marketing company. Literally just now, as we're talking about Wonka. You see that?
Yeah, I see it. What the heck?
Dude, like what the heck? I just got it just now. It's like, I hate technology sometimes. 'Cause you're just like talking about stuff, and then all of a sudden, I get a message for the crap we're supposed to be talking about.
Send it to the guys that are talking about Willy Wonka.
We really want the Willy Wonka.
That's who we need to send it to.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into some spoilers here. So we're gonna go kind of character by character here, but I want to talk about a couple main characters and some storyline here as we jump in. So this movie, Wonka 2023, this is really a lot of backstory of Willy Wonka. Something we hadn't really gotten from the other Wonka movies that have came out, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in the 70s. And so this was kind of a new spice, if you will, a new like thing, or just a new take on the story. And really, like we get to see really Willy Wonka from a young age, where he grew up, what he had to do as a kid to be where he is, and you know, that's kind of how the movie starts. Is we learn a little bit about him and his past. We learn about where he's been, what he's been doing, and the connection that he has with his mother. And so really the first thing I want to talk about, you know, obviously starting in the show is, I mean, first things first, like talk about a freaking heart throbber throughout the movie. Is this tension between him and his mom, because his mom passed away.
Jeez.
Like, I don't know about you, but I was tearing up. I was tearing up.
I almost teared up.
It was crazy. And like the mom kind of just set she is she set the standard of the movie. You got to think about that. If it wasn't for her making chocolate for Willy, we would not have had Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Wonka.
Yeah. We wouldn't have had that.
That's that's true. That's, I guess I don't see it that way.
Really?
It's just, I don't know. I think it's a good twist on the previous Willy or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and
Wonka series.
the Wonka series, because you can, if you look back at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and all that jazz, it's not. I mean, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is a spinoff of Willy Wonka, whatever. But if you look at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp, there's some parts in there that like when he in Wonka, where I don't know how, I don't want to keep saying Charlie and the Chocolate, whatever, but we'll say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where Johnny Depp specifically talks about him in the wilderness hunting for whatever, and he finds the Oompa-Loompas, and basically in Wonka there's kind of this a little bit of gray area where it seems like there's connection there between Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and this, that Willy basically gets his candy, and he's traveled all around the world to understand chocolate. And to what you're saying though about his mother and the motivation for him and why he's traveling around the world and doing all of this, it's a different perspective for sure. Because in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, his motivation for loving chocolate so much was because he's his father. It was because of his father. But here it's because of his mother. So there's the difference between the two. But I don't know. I think so. I think there can be a love for chocolate, because obviously Willy loves chocolate, even if his mom didn't love chocolate or showed him chocolate. He loves chocolate that much. So I don't know. But she is a huge part in this movie for Willy. So I can't deny that.
Yeah. I mean, we get to, and I know we're kind of jumping around. We just do it because it's our show, so screw you guys. We get to the end of the movie and we finally have our moment, right? Like a clarity, because she dies and she says, like, look, when you eat that chocolate, like I'll be there. Like, I'll be there when that happens.
Oh, dude.
And for me, I was like thinking to myself, at first I was like, where'd she go? Like, is she just not there and she'll just come and show up whenever? Or, you know, did she die? And obviously come to find out she ended up dying. But it also brings in the connection that we see with Noodle as well. We see that Noodle and Willy kind of have not a similar past, but really kind of a close relationship because they both have lost their parents, right? They've lost their loved one, right?
Yep.
And so the premise of the movie is that Willy obviously he's a chocolate maker, but he ends up getting into bad debt with these people who are crooked. Should have freaking read the fine print, man. Like typical. I mean, I was like, man, you should have read the freaking fine print. You saw how long it was. I would have read that crap like
Yeah,
instant.
the thing is, he didn't know how to read, so this kind of sucks.
Yeah, I know. Or I wouldn't have signed it if I saw it was that long and they were trying to not have me read it. But he ends up signing this document. This document essentially puts him in this bad debt with this hospitality service place, and now he's stuck with them until he pays off his debt, which is like days of work. So for every dollar is a day of work. And so like we see this connection between Timothy Chalamet and Kala Lane as Noodle kind of grow together, if you will, and they kind of become like brother and sister, if you will, throughout this show. We kind of learn the backstories of everything.
Right.
I kind of want to know like your general thoughts of, obviously you didn't like Noodle as a character, as an actor, right? Like you didn't like that, and that's fine. But the backstory of Noodle, how brutal her whole life essentially has been, and why it came to be. So like, I want to talk about that. I want to jump straight into that.
Well, I mean, the character Noodle, I think, yes, it must be hard to freaking be an orphan, and then I mean, basically the backstory of Noodle is she was found on the doorsteps of the what's her name, of Miss Scribbit and Bleacher. Scribbits and Bleacher, and they just basically took her in and made her work for the rest of her life, and then they charged her for it. Charged, you know, way over than what you should be charged or what you should do.
They're basically slaving her away for her whole life.
Yeah. And it's I don't know, it's a good backstory. I think this is what I think about the whole thing. And maybe I'm emphasizing too much on the actor and not necessarily the story, because I think the story here with all this is great. I think they did a great job on the story and the whole Willy Wonka movie, because it makes sense and it's a great story for kids that can follow along, and kids will have fun with this 100%. And like I said before at the beginning, is just like I listened to this, I watched this, and I felt like, you know, bringing back to my childhood, and felt like, you know, I was a kid with the songs, which were so surprisingly like very beginning. It reminded me a little bit though at the very beginning of Sweeney Todd. Do you know that movie? Did you watch that movie?
Yeah, the killer barber.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but at the very beginning when they were on that boat, I guess because Sweeney Todd begins kind of the same way on a boat, and maybe it's a reference to Johnny Depp. I don't know. But he came in on a boat and then started to sing the song. And yeah, I think that's
the world of my imagination.
But that's the thing, is like the whole time, I don't know, maybe I'm going to talk about, let's focus on this, because I do want to talk about the song.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a tribute to, I think, both the movies, and they do a good job of tributing to both the movies. Because in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, they never sing the song, or anything like that. But here they do. They never, I guess they,
They actually do sing a lot of songs.
They do sing a lot of songs, and that's a big thing about like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, is the songs that they sing. And so this one is more of a musical slash, like the previous two movies weren't really musicals, but this is an actual full-blown musical. And I think they do a good job, though. That's what I'm trying to say, is they do a really good job with the character and the character noodles. I think there's a great character for kids to relate to, and a great character for kids to, to like. And it is a good character. The thing I just don't like is the actor. They chose a bad actor and all that stuff. So maybe I'm giving myself too much.
Maybe I think you're giving yourself too much juice on the bad acting part.
Maybe maybe I'm just going too ham.
Too ham on a child actor. Like, man, to the typical. No, but I think you bring up some valid points. Is that yes, I do think that I think these do justice to Willy and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. In kind of bringing in some of those thoughts, right? Like in those movies, and right. I obviously we go and we see like Pure Imagination being sung like a couple times throughout the movie, and you're just like, for me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory all day, and just sprinkling through, I think that. Agreed 100%. And the kid itself, like, I agree. I think the story itself, although maybe the acting wasn't up to T, her character was believable and something that people can relate to. Next thing, let's talk about Michael Keegan Michael Key.
Yep.
Because I've got a lot to talk about this one.
Oh god!
And I think you do as well. But let's talk about it. Go ahead, Regan. Just lay it out there.
This guy, I mean, every movie he's in, I love. He does a great job. Keegan Michael Key is a phenomenal comedian, actor, and he really owns up to his character for sure. But I don't know how much pull and how much weight he has in these types of movies.
Is that a pun? Was that pun intended or pun unintended?
It was unintended.
He's got a lot of weight.
But
to
then
pull
I do. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because he's playing this police officer, corrupt cop, police chief, who's working for the other chocolate makers. And they bribe him with chocolates. It's like chocolate in this world is their way of buying, is like currency,
money
in some
way. It's like currency.
Yeah. And but it's I think it's so funny because I mean it's funny that they're making fun of fat people. And I was like thinking about it. I'm like, I'm really happy they did that. Like it's like they weren't scared of doing it, and I'm happy they're gonna probably get some crap for it, no doubt. But I was like, because like throughout the whole series, he's gaining weight and he gets bigger and bigger
every time he gets on the screen. He's
and
a little bit heavier.
And it's so funny, and oh man, I loved that part. I think that was bold, and it needs to be celebrated, especially in today's day, where you can't do that necessarily. You'll be looked down upon if you do that. So I don't know, but that's
as a member of the fat community, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. It's just, I love that, and I love that he owned up to it, that he did a fantastic job. I think the character he played here, I think they did a great choice with this, with putting him as the chief of police, because he does a fantastic job. That was a great choice for Keegan, for putting him as the chief of police. I don't know.
Yeah. I echo everything that you're saying. I just kept thinking about Aaron and him doing the skits with Key and Peele, and I just thought I was laughing the entire time, because I think this is one of the first movies I've really watched that he's in it. Like, he's in it, and he's actually playing he's playing a pretty serious role, I would say. Like, obviously he's goofy, but overall his role plays a big part in the movie, essentially. Versus what was the other one where he was buying the shower thing? Was that what was that? Nick, Kurt, Dale. What is that from? Horrible Bosses 2. He was in Horrible Bosses 2, and it was kind of like a Shark Tank scene where they were selling this shower thing, and he was in it. But this is the first movie I've watched where he's a big, decent role in the movie. And I thought he absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
Hilarious. The guy's cues on words, the guy's cues on timing, the guy's cues on how to deliver, facial recognition, his body movements. The guy's a dude. Yeah. And I think him running Key and Peele, essentially, him and the other guy, what's his name? Who's the other guy? Peele. Oh my gosh. What the heck is his name? Key and Peele. Started in 2012.
Jordan.
I need to know this now. The frick?
Who you're trying to figure out?
Key and Peele. Hold up. I'm sorry.
I don't know who you're talking about then.
Cast. Jordan Peele. Sorry.
He's the one that.
You said Jordan? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Jordan Peele was the one. He is the one who directed Get Out. He did that. But him being on Key and Peele, it set him up for success, because he did so many different skits and shows, that this show, he just fit right in, or this movie he fit right in. But what I find the funniest part is at the end of the movie, he's trying to get out of the car.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to get out of the car, and he's just stuck in the car. And he finally gets out, and he's like, "Man, the car shrunk."
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
The dang car shrunk. And I'm like, "No, it didn't. You just got fat."
It's a kid comedy. Kids are gonna laugh at that, because they laugh. It's not to be offensive or anything, but it's just true. Kids laugh at fat people.
Yeah, it's true.
They're just going to laugh at things that they don't really know about, and that was something that kids don't know about. And so, but it's just
Is that why you laugh at me?
All the time, dude.
Oh, typical.
Just
So if I wasn't fat anymore, you wouldn't laugh at me anymore. I wouldn't be as funny. Typical. So freaking typical.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. But then we also, the other big scene that we want to talk about, because I want to bring back Noodle, because this is kind of what we'll tie everything off at. A part of Noodle's story was that she was an orphan, but what happened was that she was found on the doorstep. But what really happened was that one of the chocolate militia guys, his brother had ended up dying, and his wife had a kid, but she couldn't afford to have the kid by herself and to raise the kid because she had no money. And so she was like, brought the child to the militia chocolate guy. But he saw her as a threat and basically just got rid of her. Took her to the hospitality service or whatever that was, and was like, hey, here you go. Merry Christmas. Just left it on the doorstep. First things first, that hit me pretty bad. That was like a, man, like, this guy is a douchebag. Like, his character, like, not the guy, but he's a douchebag. Like, that is terrible. Who would do that? Like, no one, like, if money, and money is the root of all evil. Right. But, like, money and the fact that she was part of your bloodline is why you didn't want her. That's ridiculous. I hate that. Hate that with a passion. But then the second thing is to tell her that her mom died. Like, just telling him that the mom died or whatever, and just whatever. Like, that also is like a big piece. And so, come to find out, we found out that Noodle's mom actually didn't die. She was still alive. And one of the team members in the laundry gang used to work for telecommunications before being stuck in debt. And so she went and found where her mother's at. And we get this beautiful scene right at the end of the movie where Timothy is singing Pure Imagination. And he's like singing it really soft, really really emotional, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
Interject. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interject, but like, I think that point is him singing that song at that time, because throughout the movie there are some songs that sound very, very similar to that, and you think, oh, this is it, they're gonna sing the song, but it's not, and they don't sing it until that very moment. And it's, my phone just dropped, sorry. But like, it's pivotal because of, where they are, and it's what you've kind of been wanting, like, because as a viewer, as a watcher, as the person who's engaged in this story and has watched the previous, Willy Wonka's and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, is just like, that's the song that has defined Charlie or Willy Wonka. And that moment is really where basically Willy Wonka becomes Willy Wonka. And so I think that's a really pivotal point for the story, because that's where he starts it all, and then he starts doing it all. Starts making the Chocolate Factory.
Yep.
So
100%. Yeah, it is the pivotal point. I mean, really. It totally. I mean, you're absolutely right, because they kind of like teased us throughout the whole movie of like, oh man, they're about to sing "In a World of OSHA Violations." Have you ever seen that? There's like Instagram posts, and it's like edited in a world of OSHA violations, of like roofers on a roof. like hanging from a rope that's tied, that's just nailed in with one nail. But yeah, I mean, that's a pivotal point for Willy Wonka, him becoming Willy Wonka, the one we know about. But also, it's just like it's a great scene because it also, I mean, Noodle's reunited with her mom as well, and that play, like, that was really touching to me. I know my wife was tearing up, and I was trying not to tear up during that period because it's just like you see the story, you see like how dark and how crappy she lived her whole life, and now she's kind of got something to be pulled out from, and it's your mom. Like, it's like like, I don't know about you, but I'd be crying too if that was the case. Like, I'd be bawling running after her, you know, like, that's just how it is. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's a lot of stuff obviously we could talk about with this movie, but generally speaking, I think Regan and I could both probably agree is that this is something, hey, go check it out. Like, you know, it's not a perfect movie by any means. It's not, but it's a good movie. And I would watch it again for sure. I'm definitely listening to the soundtrack. So far, my favorite one is A World of Your Own. That's my favorite song so far in the Wonka soundtrack.
Check it out.
We'll see what moves forward. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our overview of Wonka. If you like what we do, you think it's what?
I just feel like we should have had like a promo or some kind of like a video, you know, exiting us out of the danger zone, I guess. You know what I mean?
The danger zone.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that maybe.
I don't know. You
figure
don't
something
have to.
out.
I'm not saying we have to.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the Wonka review. Be on the lookout for next week, Christmas Monday, the 25th. We will be streaming. I assume that you won't be doing anything Christmas night. Most people don't. It's just a chill hangout time.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be streaming. We're gonna be doing some potty on that day. We'll be opening up some Christmas gifts. We'll be having a good old time. We'll go see Aquaman on Thursday. Is the plan, or it's not the plan?
We'll find out. Yeah, something like that.
We'll try to figure something out, see if that's what we're doing. If not, we'll let you know. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on our plugs. You can pretty much find us on anything at this point with the Goof and Goober Show. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. Oh gosh, there's a long list of them.
So much, dude.
Make sure to follow, leave a comment, let us know what's your favorite of the three: Willy Wonka, Charlie the Chocolate Factory, or Wonka. Out of the three Wonka series, let us know what your favorite one is. Give us your list. I'm gonna give you my list really quick. I'm gonna give Willy Wonka number 1, Wonka number 2, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory number 3. That is my list.
And I would agree with that. I think, yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is probably my least favorite.
Least favorite, watchable, but least favorite.
Yeah. And I think maybe, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, maybe I'm going to be going off too much. But maybe man. I'm thinking maybe Willy Wonka. I mean, you have to put it at number 1 just because it was such an interesting movie for people, and I don't know. It was bringing up like new ideas of that whole perspective of bringing to life this huge imagination of one man, and so yeah,
pure
you kind of have
imagination.
to, I agree with yours actually. Wonka's probably number 2, and then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory number 3.
Number 3s.
Trees.
But ladies and gentlemen, unless Regan had anything else to say, We're
Nope.
solid. Check us out. We'll be back next week. Make sure that you're on, and we'll see you there. Peace.
And that's a wrap on another hilarious and unforgettable episode of the Goof and Goober Show. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did recording. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our future goofiness. Join us next time as we continue to explore the weird and wonderful world of laughter and entertainment. Remember, you can always connect with us on social media and share your favorite moments using hashtag Goof and Goober Show. Until next time, stay goofy, stay goober, and keep spreading smiles wherever you go. Thanks for tuning in to the Goof and Goober Show with Matthew and Regan.